Hi friends, this is a plant lover Neil and you are watching Plants My Love. In today's video, I'll show you what all things I've done in my garden since the past 1 year. There are some projects that are going on. There are some things that we'll be sharing with you in the upcoming videos. If you like some of the projects and would like to know more about how I did it, then you can share that comment down in the video description and I'll make sure to make a video of how I made those. So this will be general things that I've been doing in my garden and practices that I'm following. So stay tuned and keep watching Plants My Love. So this is my eggplant seedling that I had kept that was an extra seedling that I had got. And just to test it out, I placed it indoors and see whether it lasts or not. And this is after 1 year. You can see because of the limited amount of light how little the growth has been, and almost all the leaves have fallen, but new leaves always come up. You can see the dried leaves over here. New leaves comes up. So this is just a experimental scenario to what happens to a plant when it receives very little sunlight. And the growing medium is also quite small. This is just around 5-inch width of pot. So this is just a experiment, you can say. The next thing that I've created is this Solar Dehydrator. You can see this box. It basically has a transparent plastic in the front, and you can open it up. Basically, it's a laptop box that I have repurposed, and inside it's completely black so that it can absorb as much amount of solar heat as possible. You can see. And you can see the vents over here, and in the front also there are vents. You can see there. So what happens is when we put basically I've used this to dry up banana peels to make fertilizer and also to make some chips. So what happens is when you place the things in this over here in the middle, and you place this in the sun, cover it up, so this prevents any dust, any dirt getting in there, and then put it at a slight angle like this. So what that will do is the hot air will travel to the top and escape, hot air carrying the moisture from the contents in here. So it will travel at the top and it will escape the medium. So over a period of 1 to 2 days, the banana peel becomes extremely dry, so dry that you can crush it in a pounder and make a very fine powder out of it. And when to make a powder, you can use it as a fertilizer. So that is one of the uses of this Solar Dehydrator, but there are several other uses. You can use it for cooking purposes also, to create powders of herbs and other spices. So this is one project that I made. You come over here, and this is the timer that I'm using for watering my plants. You can see it has got the current time, and there are several buttons to set the timer. I set it to water the plants at around 6:30 a.m. every day for 15 minutes. And this timer actually is just an electrical timer. It just opens a electric wall, which I have connected at the outside. I'll show you that. There are several plug and play electric automatic watering devices available on the internet, but I did not go for them. I thought because the price difference between assembling your own using a timer and electric wall, and the price of a pre-built gardening timer is quite high, like around 3 times the price difference is there. So I thought, why not use my skills and make my own? So this is what I did. You can see these are the switches, these are the wires which will activate the electric wall, which happens to be over here. You can see, I'll show you. You can see over here the wire is coming up from there and over here. This is the electric valve. You can see the 2 wires. So once the timer is on, this gets powered on and the valve opens up, and the water from the tank, this is my drip irrigation system, and that gets activated. So this provides water to both the plants, that is at the terrace as well as at the bottom. There's some issue at present because of the height difference. When we open both the taps for both the terrace and the uh, garden that is in my backyard, the water does not flow to the terrace garden because of the difference in pressure. So at present it only waters down in our backyard garden, but I'll figure it out. Actually it requires some kind of valve, one-way valve, which will prevent the backflow of water. So this is one of the project, and this is some seed germination that I'm doing. You can see, I'll show you. The video for this is going to come out. I have put some basil seeds as well as some Malabar spinach seeds. There are seeds for, what do you say, curry leaf tree, and there's seed for zinnia plant. You can see, I'll show you there. You can see so many seeds are there. At present none have germinated, but soon I guess the zinnia seeds are going to germinate. So I'll post a video of how to grow zinnias from seed shortly. Keep watching this channel. Lots of videos are about to come. And we come out, and this is my terrace garden. You can see there's some net you can see over here. This net actually I created to prevent monkeys from entering, but the monkeys have outsmarted me as always, and they figured out how to not actually rip apart, but open it up from the edges. So I've basically used these hooks to fasten this plastic net. So they have used these hooks to fasten it up to the walls, and they have used all their brains and finally come out to the easiest solution, that is to simply twist these hooks like this and use some force and finally detach it out from the netting like that. So the monkeys, as usual, they are very smart and they cannot be prevented using this kind of mechanism. They also tried climbing on top of it and used their hands to eat up the eggplants and the okra that I was growing. But anyway, at present they are not coming because I have not planted any okras or eggplant in the garden. There are only chilies, and chilies they do not like. So this net at present works as to prevent any birds from coming in my garden. So that's the purpose of this net at present. And you can see there are several, I think 6 to 7 chili plants. Here is one, there is one. You can see over there is one more. I'll show you from close. And this is my, lemongrass plant. I've recently harvested it, so that's why you can see it's not, it's completed, but it will grow up quite quickly. I've harvested and added new manure, so it will come up quite nicely. And this is one more experiment that I'm doing. This is a bottom irrigated pot. You can see the bottom is covered with plastic, and inside the plastic I have added water. You can see over there. You can see the water is there. So what happens is the medium that I have used is extremely wicking medium. Basically this is a clay soil that I've filtered out further and broken it apart so that it doesn't clump up. And what happens is, even if there is a 1 inch amount of water at the bottom, it wicks up to the top because of its fine particle size. So it has got a very high wicking power. So using that mechanism, I'm trying out how the plants respond. And at present the spring onions looks quite good. I basically used some vegetable that we bought from the market that was sprouting and just placed it in here. And this looks quite nice at present. They're coming up quite well. Similarly, I have done for this. These are basically grown from mint cuttings. And the same mechanism, I used a wicking medium and covered the bottoms and with plastic bag, and inside the plastic bag I've added water. So around 1 inch water, not very high level of water, 1 inch water. And in this I'm growing amaranth, red amaranth. I've got several videos in my YouTube channel of how to grow that from seed. You can check that out. So this is the same red amaranth. It's at present only one plant has sprouted. I don't know if it will be visible or not, but over here you can see a very tiny teeny seedling has emerged. Lots of them will come up soon, and the same concept is being done over here. And this is a again, I've used this basically a wind chime kind of. You can see this is an old ketchup bottle, and I've used a CD to gather wind, and whenever the wind flows, this keeps making noises. The idea was this: using this noise, the monkey will not come in the garden, but as usual, the monkeys are very smart. They figured it out that this noise is of no harm to them, and they completely ignored it after a couple of months. But anyway, this is a nice kind of noise. It creates a ruckus, but something to look out for. Okay, I'll now go inside and show you. This is the door I've made, basically. You can see a tarp. Anyway, I have to go like that. Okay, so over here you can see the lovely chilies that are growing. Can you see? Huge chilies. This plant produces larger chilies compared to other plants. This is a different variety, but all of them are quite hot. And I've recently added manure in all of them. You can see the black. So all of this is homemade compost that I've added. And this is the separation of after I separated the fine clay soil. This is what remains, all the big particles. So this is it, what's happening in the terrace. By the way, this is another failed experiment, you can say. Not failed, actually it was working for around 2 months, but after some, I guess for a couple of showers, something went inside and spoiled it. Basically what it was, a natural hydroponic grown mint plant, which is now only completely dried up. But the idea was you can grow plants naturally without using any chemical nutrient solutions. Natural organic nutrient solution can be used as long as the medium is kept aerated. So for doing that, I wanted a thing which did not consume any electricity. So I used the basic concept of gravity and using some drip irrigation. What I used to do every day, I used to change. This is the reservoir. Actually, all the water drains out and gets collected over here. And after that happens, I just switch it. I used to switch the bottles. So this becomes the dripping bottle, and I replace the dripping bottle with the reservoir. So it's a continuous process. You interchange the bottle, and what happens is you have a continuous running flow of water that is powered by gravity. And by doing that, the water always is oxygenated naturally using the air oxygen from the air using diffusion. And the medium for growing I've used is gravels. You can see these are granite gravels. These are cheaply available, used in construction a lot. So using this granite gravels and this medium, this entire setup, the mint plants that I grew from cutting survived for around, I guess, 3 months. And then in the rainy season, some of the impurities went in the system, and then it deranged the growing conditions. I think that is what happened, because suddenly one day I came and the mint plant was completely dehydrated, and I replaced the growing medium and kind of revived back, but unfortunately after that it didn't survive for long. So this is what happened. I'll again try it out after a couple of months, and let's see what happens again. So this is now we'll go downstairs and look at our main backyard garden. So this is our backyard garden. You can see these long poles which are coming from the ground. These are basically papaya trees that has grown very tall. You can see over there the papayas are visible. They're quite tiny at present, and they have been tiny since a year or so. 6 months have passed and they are not grown in size. because I guess the lighting conditions are not that favorable. But they are producing a lot of small papayas, and one of the papayas did mature, and we ate that, and it was quite sweet. So hopefully they'll become bigger, because now the sun is rising in the sky because summer is coming, and they are getting a lot of light at present. So this is the papaya tree. These are actually self-seeded. We did not add the seeds over here. We didn't plan to grow it over here. From the manure, the seeds automatically germinated, and we let it grow on its own. So there were actually not one. There were 3-4 of them, and this was selected by nature. You can see these grooves. This is where the monkey broke it off, and from there it again sprouted, and now it has become quite solid. Similarly, you can see over here, all of the plants have been destroyed by monkeys, and they have somehow managed to come up. Over here, when the monkey ate it from here, it got divided into 2 parts, and now you can see how huge they are. And this is also, you can see a small papaya over here. Close, you can see that this is at quite low. This is the normal size of the papayas that are growing. You can see this has become very tall. I'll show it from the outside. This is what it is. This is the front garden, and these are some, you can see I had grown this from cutting. There's a video for this. Forgot the name. What was the name for this? Anyway, you can search the cutting video and you'll find them. And over here, this portion of the garden has got the composting systems. You can see this is growing quite fabulously. This is called dumb cane, I guess. Yeah, dumb cane. These grow quite well with low lighting conditions, which is what we have at present because of the tree cover. You can see these huge trees. This is actually in the south direction, which is the main direction from the sun, where the sun comes. So this area is completely shaded most of the time. So still this is surviving, and it's quite thriving actually. So you can see a new small plant has emerged. Pup, you can see. This is the second time it's producing a pup. We had transplanted one, and it has grown in itself quite big, the original small baby pup. So this is our area where we compost. You can see over there, this is our compost pile 1, and this is a second compost pile, and this is one more papaya plant that has again self-seeded. Yes. We eat quite a lot of papayas, so there come lots of seeds of papayas in the compost pile, and somehow they do not break down, or they get activated after we remove the compost. So that's why they always germinate when we use the fresh compost. This is the curry patta plant we have got. You can see there are a couple of small curry patta plants that have emerged from this big curry patta plant. You can curry leaves. And this is the finished compost. Actually, this is not for the entire compost that we produced in our place. This is some compost that was given to us by a family friend. Basically, this has got horse manure in it. And at the bottom of this is compost that we have produced at our home using vegetable scraps and dried leaves. And this is again one more chili plant. It's not growing quite well because of the light conditions. And these are several of desert roses, adeniums, you can say, over here. Ton of them. So this is the main backyard garden. And here, by the way, this is the new addition to our garden. This has been given by our family friend. You can see huge lovely flowers. It's called Petunia. Petunia. You see all variety of colors are there. There are pink, red, white, and there's a combination. This is the best one I like. Combination of pink and white. I'll be posting a video of how to grow these from cuttings. I'll show you they are currently in progress. I placed them in my veranda. I'll show them to you shortly. And this is the plant that we grew from cutting. If you can see, I've shared the video. It is the yellow trumpet. Yeah, that's what it's called. Yellow trumpet flower plant. And it has not grown that well because of the light conditions we have got at our place. But it has been flowering. At present, all the flowers have withered. But it has grown a lot of leaves, and we used to cut it every time, so that's why all the branches you can see, whenever we cut it, new branches emerge. So we try to make it a bushy plant so that it generates a lot of flower, but unfortunately because of the light conditions that's not possible. But anyway, it's trying to survive. These are some lemon plants. Actually, they are not edible lemon. It's called Chinese lemon. They're small lemon plants on oranges basically. So they are decorative plants. But this has been grown from seed. We got it. We didn't grow it ourselves. We got these plants as gifts. So, and these are some organic fertilizer you can see which we have been using. These are dried tea leaves. They are good for growing flowering plants like adenium. You can see the flower buds are just coming up. The season is coming for adenium flowering, and if the light supports it, this you can see over here also a lot of buds are there. So I'll now go on top in my veranda and show you the progress of these petunia cuttings. So let's go. We are also using haldi. Haldi is a natural antifungal. So if the plant has showing some signs of fungal activity, so we add haldi to it so that it prevents any bad fungus invasion on the plant. And usually when we trim the desert rose adenium plant, we add haldi to the trimmed parts you can see over here. This prevents the plant from going bad. So this is one more tip you can say. Now let's go at the top. Okay, so here is the veranda, and you can see over here several cuttings are being put of petunia. You can see this is being used as humidity dome, and you can see the water droplets. This humidity dome is working perfectly. You can see the water droplets. So I'll show you from inside. You can see from the packet also, all the cuttings are looking very fresh. This is after 3 days of the cutting, and I think they will be successful. I'll show you. I'll open this up. This basically are mineral water bottles which I've used for this purpose, and they fit quite well in this sweet box. It's a plastic sweet box, and I used the same medium that I used on the top. I showed the wicking medium, plus I've added compost in it. So it's a 50-50 mixture of that fine clay soil and the compost, and this is also wicking quite well. At the bottom you can see the water is there. I'll remove this and you'll see the water. You can see over there. So this wicks the water up, and whenever it gets dried up, the plants absorb it. So this is how this works, and they are looking quite nice actually. I think all of them will succeed. A little bit dryness over here, but apart from that, it looks quite good. So the detailed video step by step how to get the cuttings and how to decide where to place it, all the details will be shared shortly. It will be detailed step by step video like we always do, and it will be coming up shortly on our channel. So make sure to subscribe to our channel and keep watching Plants Mellow. So I'll now just make sure that it cover this up completely so that no water escapes. I think that is good enough. Yeah. Similarly, this is the same. There are only 2 cuttings in this. And I think this is also doing quite well. Yeah, also doing quite well. You can see in this also water is there at the bottom. So this is what has been happening in my garden. Not much. So this is what has been happening in my garden. Not much, but I hope friends you love this video. If yes, smack that like button. Share this video with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel Plant Smeller. This is Neil signing off from the papaya plant. You can see the first plant over here and the taller plant over there, and over here you can see a huge, this is basically coconut plant, but it did not produce any coconut. But anyway, I can keep talking continuously. So that's all I had to say today. More videos are coming shortly. Keep watching Plant Smeller. Bye.